for decision making, right? I feel.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
mages are more lenient in decision or people who know the macro game better.
Yeah.
And when you look at Kyrie as a player, you've already said it. He's a child prodigy.
Yeah.
He has a lot of mechanical skill or mechanical talent inside him. If you draft a hero such as the Chang'e on him, it might not be too good or might not yield to good results. But of course, it's still going to be a good performance, but it could have been better. It could have given them the win against the world champions. But entering game 2, Rockhard, we are seeing quite the similar bands coming in from Bren Esports. It's the Natalia, the Wan, and the Jawhead, similar to game 1.
Literally the same.
Yeah,
Actually.
it's literally
Not
the same.
similar.
Same
Exactly
for
the
Onic
same.
PH as well. The
Yeah.
same order
It's-
as well.
I don't know. They probably have some very specific lineups that they've seen each other play, and they're just trying to stop those specific lineups from coming into fruition, which is definitely a very good way to look at it as well. If you're looking from the outside, but I know there's something a little bit different this time around that's gonna happen. And there you go, Mafilda. Man, that Mafilda by Lusty was just so scary. Like, no matter how well you play that game, if Lusty's coming at you and he knows he's got the full backup of a very scary Benedetta, a very scary Carl Tizzy, I mean, stuff was going to happen, and
Yeah.
it just did. So banning it out is actually a very, very smart pick, or smart choice rather, for Onic PH.
Yeah, and for Onic PH, knowing that Lusty was one of the main factors of their not terrible, but at least not good early game, the roaming coming in from Lusty and the information given to Bren Esports in game 1 was insanely good. Banning that out, as you said, is a smart choice for Onic PH. But after you ban out that Mathilda, what will you draft for your first 2 picks? Because Bren Esports here, they already locked in the Paquito, which is
Yeah.
known to be quite the good solo laner, could really defend on his own, sometimes could even fight more than 3 people at once.
We saw
and
that a little
we've
bit earlier, right?
yeah, we saw it a little bit earlier, but not that highlighted too much. But we did see a Uranus ban coming in from Onic, or maybe Bren last game, but I'm
Yeah.
quite sure that Uranus was banned
I'm pretty sure
last
that was Onic. Yeah.
that was coming from Onyx, so they
Yeah.
actually banned out a hero for themselves, but they actually drafted the Uranus in this game, considering that their picks back in game 1 was locking in the Paquito with the Cho, and now that the Paquito got stolen by Bren Esports, they locked in the Uranus with the Cho instead.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those old school El Clasico picks for people, for players like Dilar, for players like Yak, who can be flexed a little bit as well between the teams. So I understand where they're coming from. Maybe they don't want that to be read out right away, but since they did see that Uranus is making a good resurgence into the meta, I think they thought this might be a perfect time to pick it up.
Yeah, and Uranus offers a lot of things, especially if you want a formidable front line.
Yeah.
Someone who could soak up lanes, someone who could just defend, or literally someone who could just soak up damage for your team. And
yeah.
to add up a little bit of magic damage inside the mix for Onic PH, they're gonna draft this Lunox in as their final pick in the first rotation of picks, which means that I think they already have a lot of side laners that they could flex. These picks could be flexed on several other roles, but these are already quite good picks coming in from Onic PH.
Actually,
If you look at
yes.
yeah.
I'm actually scared about the Esmeralda here, which is a great answer to the Uranus. So it's right that they did pick up the Lunox. At least they got some form of counter to it, at least.
And for Bren Esports, as you said, the Esmeralda, good counter pick against the Uranus. And this is the power of having flex picks, as you said, Rockhard. Having flex picks, having counters, having players that could actually swap heroes is a big thing for any pro team to have. And for Onic PH, again, this is a rebuilding Onic PH. Do they
Exactly.
have that skill? We will get our answers as Game 2 starts. This is a best of 3 series, and that means if Bren Esports gets another win here, Onic PH will not get any points for today, because if Bren Esports gets that second win, they're going to end this day with 3 points, and that's what you want if you're in a point system based format here in the MPL.
Exactly. So Bren Esports It's a tough barrier to beat, to be honest. But Onic PH, they have pulled off some miracles in the past, like very good stuff. And they've also been one of the teams that has been able to beat Bren Esports previously. Not super consistently, but they are one of those teams. And very few people can claim, very few teams can actually claim that they have been able to beat Bren Esports like in a 2-0 fashion, in a very decisive fashion. And aside from Omega, Onic PH is one of those teams.
Yeah, and for Bren Esports, facing one of those teams that actually beat them before could be a statement for them as well.
Yeah,
I know
for
it's
sure.
already a lot of statement considering that they've won the World Championship, they won the National Championship from MPL last season, but beating the team that beat them last season, even if it's just for one match, is already a good opener for them in the MPL Season 7 regular season. But going back to the bans, however, looks like they're going to focus, or Onic PH is going to focus on long-range mages in their bans with a Farsa and an Eve as their final bans in this game. Meanwhile, for Bren Esports, they're going to focus on choking out the marksman in the game by banning out Yisun Shin and the Claude.
I love that, actually. That kind of stops Kyrie from going into those big ticket heroes that I was talking about. These are the heroes that you gotta put this guy in so that he can do some damage. And Bren Esports very much aware of what they need to do here in terms of the draft to slow down this guy.
Yeah, and I feel like slowing down Kyrie is the goal here for Bren Esports, considering that they did focus their bans on the marksman role on their final rotation bans by banning out Claude and Yisun Shin. But for the picks, looks like Luo Yi and Angela will be their next picks. That's, I think, one support and one solid mage in the Luo Yi, but that lacks a lot of mobility and safety if you don't put the Flicker or the Purify on this.
Angela. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I think it's not too safe, but in the hands of talented players, of course, they could easily maneuver their way into safety.
Yeah, another hero that really relies on your decision making when you activate Heart Guard and when you want to go for fights, whether or not you go back into the fight real quick or you save it for your teammate. That is that's really something that is a lot of Angela users are definitely proud of. Now, we're back on the Alice again, unsurprising at this point. And Kyrie, he's not going to be going for the mid carry. Instead, Hate will be the guy to watch out for in this one.
Yeah, and for Onic PH, locking in that Alice, we really didn't notice that much that Alice was open here, and the moment that they noticed that, oh, Alice is open, let's just lock it in. Again, Alice, one of the stronger or more contested picks in our day 2 of MPL. We already have one of our more contested picks in the Alice, and the Alice indeed, as we've seen in games that there were actually Alice's playing, it's quite the game for them always. Had good late game advantages, also good mid game plays, but also we are going into Game 2.
And this is where Onic PH really needs to shine if they want a game free against world champion Bren Esports. Back at it again, ladies and gentlemen, with the game, and I think few. What?
Ooh.
A little bit of flex there.
A little bit of flexing,
You know?
a little bit of minor aggression outside of the game, which also happens inside
Very
the game.
passive aggressive there for few.
Or maybe just a slight accident. But yes, we are seeing quite the standard mid lane fanfare here. Few dealing a little bit of damage towards Kyrie, a
Again?
two-man knockup though.
Yeah, and Jay very happy to go do some poke damage, but will be answered real quick instead with Disruption coming in from Bren Esports. Few as well is a great player to put this, put the Luo Yi in, and Jay is gonna be forced to flicker out while buying Hate some time to get that purple buff.
Yeah, that could have been first blood for Bren Esports if he didn't flicker in time, but you know, the flicker in the last second always makes it quite worth it. But looks like Hate will be invaded here. He will be able to secure the orange buff, but that was too close for comfort there. Lusty almost stole away that orange buff.
You know what? I think this is just what you need to do if you are Bren Esports fighting against Onic PH. Hate is one of the reasons why Execration was just so successful in the previous seasons as well. Getting picked up by Onic, they know that they can't rely just on Kyrie alone. So they know, they have an idea of what they need to do to slow down Onic, right? Shut down the jungle. But
Yeah.
right now they want to go for more fights, and Few just caught a lot of damage there.
Yeah,
coming from it.
almost dying in that fight as well, but I love the little detail of him going back to the rotation, knowing that he's safe inside that zone. And that was respected by Onic PH. They didn't want massive outplays to happen as well. Again, they have to stay careful. They are fighting the world champions as of now, and they're still rebuilding, but looks like they will be the one to pull the trigger here on Lusty.
Whoa! That's a great pickup there, and Lusty gets killed by Kyrie, first blood, enabling a free turtle for Onic.
Free turtle it is as they secure the turtle, and looks like there will be a bonus
Wanna go
kill
for
as
more?
well.
And again, that's just going to be Carl TZ answering back real quick. D-Lar with a kill onto Few, and that will not be enough to answer. Carl TZ with the heart guard is able to put on some aggression.
Man, the heart guard on Carl TZ, it felt like he was, let's say, in a disadvantage, but honestly, he was the advantage that Bren Esports had in that fight. Yes, the turtle went to Onic PH, but Bren Esports cleaned up right after. Here in the bot lane though, a 2v1 might happen, but Jay is already hiding around the corner. Lusty, he does not know that Jay is there.
Yep, and right now I feel like Jay, his roams are a lot better right now compared to last game, where last game he was getting some chip damage in, but no one was actually there to finish the job. He's got some pretty good people to finish the job for him this time around. And I think Rebo,
Vlar might be trouble here. Vlar will be running away safely though. Again, this is a Uranus. Simple walk away would make the pain go away.
Yeah, Consecration and the Purify. That's going to be pretty big for him to be able to get out. Now though, oh my god, Kyrie. Again, a really good kill there. I'm a little surprised by what's happening here. Kyrie on the Lunox is surprisingly pretty good.
Yeah, man, we're really getting surprised by Kyrie here. 100% kill participation so far. But look at this, Hate already half on HP, but the shields are there, and Bren Esports won't continue their fight. Looking at 4 minutes inside the game, we have a 1k, no, actually just a 400 goal lead for the side of Onic PH. Is still quite close.
Yeah, quite close indeed. I mean, I would attribute this to Flap TZ, just not ready to fight yet. He's trying to accrue some experience so he can be battle ready, but the rest of Bren Esports lineup is, if you think about it, they're actually quite squishy.
A little bit squishy, but they do have the Esmeralda. But the problem with Esmeralda, without the shield,
He's not joining the fights yet.
yeah, true, but look at this, a 3v1 here in the bottom side. That's an easy kill, plus could possibly be the first turret of the game as well, but the ulti is coming in.
It's a fake.
Oh my god, it's a fake.
It's a fake. They just slow down the push. And that's just what you do, man. You push down. You go for the diversion, and, it's either there's something there or there isn't.
And the diversion there really diverted the enemy team, knowing that Onic PH will respect, might be a big teleport coming in from Bren Esports. They immediately repositioned to safety. Could have been the entirety of the plating in the bottom side, but because of that diversion, their attention really was diverted into something else.
Yeah.
And going back to the mid lane, we have what is happening to Dlar here. I feel like he's trying to get a few things happening, but what might happen is he dying to the Esmeralda. Quite unfortunate for Bren. Oh, for Onic rather.
And of course, there will be an answer on the bot side. Finally gets a kill, and finally a turret. Most likely, if they get Lusty, and they do, that's a double. For Hate, another kill for Kyrie, off camera kill over and over and over again on the mid lane here.
Oh
this
no,
guy is surprising.
Carl TZ getting that 1v1 in the mid lane would have been a kill, but you gotta play it safe. Bren is already
Little bit.
losing out more than they've been gaining for the past few minutes. We have seen Bren Esports try to pull off a little bit of their usual tactics, but Onic PH already had answers to them early on, and now we're seeing it a game where Onic PH is actually ahead of Bren Esports by 4 kills. Not so much in gold, but those 4 kills are massive in terms of building the confidence that Onic PH needs to match Bren Esports.
Absolutely. I mean, confidence is going to be key. Fighting off against one of the most scariest teams in the MPL. Again, Carl TZ playing so confidently under the enemy lines, and they will get some damage on. Hate going to be able to form on out of there, but Flap TZ with the heart guard is not something that you can run away from really easily. One more love waves will take him out, and that is going to be mission accomplished for the Bren Esports duo.
Man, cool guys, don't look at explosion. It was the fade away love wave, and not only did they get the kill, but man, they did that in style too. A 3v1 dive, or maybe a 3v2, given that the Angela is inside of the Esmeralda. It was still stylish to look at, and for Bren Esports, they're not too much styling on Onic PH, but they are winning the fights right now. Jay might be in trouble. That's the Paquito going in, but he will just recall back to safety.
Again, Dilar is also not going to be safe against Esmeralda. Look at that. Those shields are getting absorbed here. Yaknu suffering on top side as well.
Oh,
and
no.
Dilar can kind of face off against Flap TZ, but again, just so much pressure under the turret.
Yeah, and pressure is the specialty of Bren Esports in Game 1. It is happening again for Onic PH. Onic PH had been providing answers to early aggression coming in from Bren Esports already, at least for this game, but they haven't been able to continue doing it. Jay!
Oh, look at this guy. Will not be able to walk on out there. Even if you go for Shunpo, your shield's just going to get absorbed and penetrated by Flap TZ, so just nowhere to go there for the main tank of Onic PH.
And Flap TZ has been playing or hovering around the area quite good here.
Carl! Oh, Kyrie, a shutdown on the Carl TZ. That is huge! They're fighting off under the dispersion, and Hate gets a kill again. And Onic PH, they're not done as of yet. They are going to fight off aggression versus aggression, and the lead of Bren Esports is
another stalemate here in Game 2. We're seeing just a 300 gold lead coming in from Bren Esports, and Onic PH, they're coming up with the kills, but not so much on the objectives. We are seeing Bren Esports still getting the best of them in terms of gold. Flap TZ here, Heart Guard.
Oh, want to go for the fight again? Flap TZ will be able to regenerate very, very quickly here, especially against heroes like the Uranus. However, the Hard Guard will be able to buy some time here. Flap TZ has the slowing factor of the Angela to help him out. Jay is going to be very, very low. Has to be destroyed there by Flap TZ. Nowhere for him to go.
Yeah, and if we were talking about the group of Bren Esports here being a little bit squishy, might I just say that they're deceptively tanky instead because of the Angela. We've seen it countless times already in this game. That Angela pick is providing deceptive tankiness to Bren Esports that is baiting out Onic PH into making plays that they don't want to happen. Flap TZ was down half HP in that fight, but the moment the Angela came in, the moment the Angela gave him enough survivability, it was more than enough for Flap TZ to pull off great plays. But look at this, Flap TZ might be in trouble again.
That's really saying something. Again, Flap TZ on the Esmeralda. His fake tankiness is 2 parts. First is the shields, right? And then second is the regeneration from Frost Moon Shield. So we'll see if that's going to be a factor here coming into the fight, because Dilar seems like he's still ready to go, despite what I just said, because Flap TZ, he's out of the question right now. Fight under the jungle here of Onic PH. Lussie, he is in a very bad position. Flap TZ again in the middle of everyone with the Heart Guard. Actually, that's Carl TZ rather, and he gets some lifesteal back in. A shutdown, a very crucial one onto the Hate. But again, the intercept is real for Yaknu. He dives in, he gets another, and Dilar will be the one to pick it up instead. Overall, Onic just having a lot of fun here on the bot lane. Flap TZ, he is shielded up. That's 4 people from Onic, who is very, very scary. He's got the damage with Kyrie. He's got the tankiness with Dilar, and the minion wave is the only one that they can control. Flap TZ re-engages with the Falling Star Moon. but not really making a big difference.
And this is why you pick the Alice for Onic PH. Not
Yep.
only did they get 2 kills, the damage was real coming in from the Alice. The mobility and the regen, the sustainability inside the fight is actually what made the Alice good. He was 100 HP by the end of that fight, but he still survived. He still didn't give out a kill. And Onic PH, with that team fight win, actually is now up by 1k gold against Bren Esports. Again, 1k is just really small for now, but for Bren Esports, being behind is still being behind.
Yes.
But we're looking at Carl TZ right now. Still good play with the Angela early on, but it wasn't enough to get them the win. That was a 4-for-1 trade in that fight, and you do not want to take that against Onic PH, who again has that Alice for late game insurance.
Yeah, the problem with that Carl TZ Benedetta is the less targets you have, the less lifesteal you'll have. So the lifesteal isn't as massive as you think it should be, despite Carl TZ being quite ahead in terms of economy. So that's why they kind of lost out on that last one. Right now, I feel like Bren Esports, they still are lurking. They're still waiting for Onic PH to make a mistake.
Yeah, and we are looking 12 minutes inside the game. The Lord is already up near the bottom side. And if one team chokes out a play or maybe makes a crucial error around this Lord, we might see tragic turnarounds here. Onic PH, I feel like they need to get that Lord. They need to secure that Lord to make sure that their lead will not be gone after a few bad plays. Lar here might be in trouble. Benedetta is there.
This is where Benedetta will definitely shine 1v1s in a long, prolonged fight, but that's
Oh,
not
no.
the case here. We got a big one around the Lord area, and that's going to be Kyrie going down. That's a killing spree for
Flapteasy.
Flapteasy, but looks like he is not done. He wants to go for the fight. Iaknu, oh my god, he hit the wall. He should be very, very low, and will be the Winter Truncheon for a few more seconds alive before he gets taken out by Bren Esports.
Bren Esports with a massive comeback with Flapteasy and the Angela connected in him. Flapteasy on this Esmeralda was just immortal in that fight. He couldn't die. The shields was there, the regen was there, the damage was too real, and everyone in Onic PH tried to take him down. They tried to kill Flapteasy, but only to fail. And this might be a free lord for Bren Esports as they look to take it down. This is Bren Esports reversing the tides of the battle here. Now they have the lead. Now they have the Lord. What will happen next?
I mean, I'm really curious about that as well. Flapteasy with a hard card, like you said, is a literal immortal hero. And again, putting Angela on the hands of the GOAT. And as well, a rather few. The GOAT.
Yeah, the GOAT.
So the decision making is just there. The years of experience in ML, you can feel it.
Yeah, and a lot of that experience also carried with the way they move around the map. Again, this is similar to what happened in Game 1. All 3 lanes in the favor of Bren Esports with the Lord marching in the top side. They're rotating in a 1-3-1 right now with 3 members invested in the mid lane, just trying to take down turret after turret. In the top side, Flapteasy already gets that 1 turret, and in the mid lane, this will force Onic PH to defend.
That's under turret, but Onic is still having a hard time. Electro final blow inside the base, but still able to get out. Flapteasy, what a big monster in the middle of the fight here. D-Lore cannot sustain. That's a monster kill for Flapteasy, and they are inside the base as of now. Falling Star Moon under the turret once more. Kyrie doing some good damage on back foot. Ayaknu as well, going for the kills as much as he can. And Carl TZ answers back with a kill of his own.
Yeah, Carl TZ still not done with this fight. They're still entering, still getting the kills. That's a double kill for Carl TZ. Might be a triple against the Alice. That's an Electro final blow. This the damage is real. That's 2 old Spirit. Winter's Dungeon might be the last one. That's godlike for Esmeralda. And looks like it's 3 people alive for Bren Esports, and for Onic, almost a wipe out.
Almost a wipeout, man. That's the power of the Esmeralda. The reason why it gets banned off all the time. And it looks like Onic PH are not left with many defensive options. D-Lar is back on the field. He can go for the clear. The base should be safe, but for how long? Go for the fight again once more. Jay with a kick off. Immortality will be popped, and the answer back. Falling Star Moon barely misses off on the choke. D-Lar does not have enough sustain to deal with it. And because of that, all inhibitors are down. Jay, very low. Hate rampaging in the middle of the fight. It's gonna be a great escape! Oh my god, and Flapteasy answers back real quick here. Hate as well will be left running as they go back to the base and clear those minions coming.
Diverting with style. Few with a big ultimate to make his team survive. What a fadeaway coming in from Few. And now we're looking at Bren Esports establishing control by putting down 3 inhibitors and not even suffering a lot of deaths. Again, mainly because of that great diversion coming in from Few. Now, the situation is this. We're 17 minutes inside this game with Bren Esports having a commanding 13k lead. Onic PH, things are looking dark for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Onic PH left with no inhibitors to defend their base. They are going to have to buckle up for the long haul, as they will need to kind of wait maybe for Bren Esports to make a boo-boo, but that's very unlikely at this point of the game.
Yeah, and for Bren Esports, looks like the discipline is kicking in as well. They have the resources to just go in and try to end this, but they're still playing carefully. Flapteasy, though, already in front of 2 people here. Might be pulling off the Star Moon.
That's a big miss. That could be an opening here. Onic PH, can they get for more? However, DLR is put onto half electrified blow in the middle of the fight. Again, will be missing the target. And Onic, they're surviving. They're able to sustain long in the same fight, but will they get some kills? Let's find out. Flapteasy again with the heart guard is able to save it into half HP, but again, Rebo, his effectiveness in the fight as this game is progressing, it's dropping slowly but surely.
Yeah, and for Bren Esports, they need to close this out. This is the best option for them. Try to take down this Lord, try to wipe them out, get Onic PH while they're at their weakest, but looks like they're gonna contest this before the Lord even starts.
That's right, it's a big one. Yaknu as well gets a kill on the Few. That is quite massive. And the big knock-up here from Jay, that is great. However, again, legendary is the status of Flapteasy here. Will he be able to heart guard back off? There is nowhere to be found, and that's a double for Hate. Oh my god, is this the turnaround? It's a mortality there, and that will be Lusty going down real quick. And that's a triple for Hate on a Roger with Rebo to spare. Oh my god, is this the comeback, ladies
Another
and gentlemen?
4-4-1. This time in the favor of Onic PH. It looks like they will get this Lord for free as well. The Uranus will be forced to defend, but let's look at what happened in this replay. Look at this. No hesitation. Zero hesitation at all. Just go
Beautiful.
in. Beautiful. They knocked him up, and look at the damage just coming in from the Roger, shutting down Carlteasy. It's just going on left and right for Onic PH, and now that things are going right, they have the Lord. 3 lanes are open, but this might just be the opportunity that they've been waiting for 19 minutes in.
Just as I was saying, a big boo-boo was unlikely for Bren Esports. Onic PH proves me wrong and comes a swinging. Again, an opening like that is very rare, and they should fully capitalize on this.
Yeah, and looking at the gold lead, it's suddenly diminished from 13k to 2. It's all that, or not even 200 200 here. That's massive for Onic PH. 13k gold swing going towards their favor. Lord pushing in the top side. All lanes are quite in their favor for now, but that's not gonna last long. This might be the final fight, Rockhart.
This could be a big final fight, but Bren Esports, they are still ready to defend. They got some pretty good gold in their members already. Jay could be big. Oh my god. Positioning is just not there for Bren Esports at all. The Lord is proving to be a very difficult ordeal to handle as the rest of Onic clear out the top and the middle inhibitor turrets.
Yeah, and top and mid now open for Bren Esports. If they die here, they lose now. The Alice is inside!
Oh! That is huge, and again, the Winter Truncheon will be expended. That might be a signal for Onic PH to back off. Bren Esports successfully defend, and they're on the chase.
Yeah, and chasing down the members of Onic PH. Will this be a fake?
Oh my god, what was that? A 4-man diversion straight into the enemy hides! And that is a kill that I did not expect. Mega kill for Hate though.
Oh no!
Riding
Oh
back.
no!
He's gonna get a kill, and that would be a big one. Few goes down. That's a double for Hate. Oh my god, they could get more. Ryu with a kill on the Angela. Flaptease is still alive, but for how long? Jay is back on the field. He's very low, but can still stun the enemy. Flaptease, Heart, Moon, Frostbolt, Shield. Oh my god, they take him out, and that's a monster kill. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. It's a wipeout for Bren Esports, and Onic PH pulled off a miracle.
Miracle comeback coming in from Onic PH here.